Great. Hi, hi everyone. I'm Naama Goldberg. Originally from South Africa. 26 years ago, I made Aliyah at the age of 19 after finishing school, and I live in Ramat Beit Shemesh. I have with my 5 children. Those who know me from way back when would say that my personality is very much more of a logical, rational, mathematical type. But I'm kind of a right brain and left brain person because I grew up in a home full of creativity, tremendous creativity all around in me. My mother is an artist, my sister's an artist, and in our home, every surface was a canvas. So that meant some of the walls were painted with artworks on the wall, sculptures on the wall. The dog was sometimes used and dyed with mulberries in different colors. The dining room table once got a scratch, and then that became an artwork. And everybody who came to the house was invited to engrave into the dining room table their name and color it with different colors. So growing up in that environment, I was influenced with the creativity out of the box, which was different. It became a part of my personality, surfaced a few years later. Um, uh, okay. I going when I decided to go and study. I went with my rational, logical side of me, and I did a degree in computer science and mathematics in Israel, and started working where I have been working for the last 25 years in web development, developing websites of different types. And over the last 10 years, I've specialized in WordPress websites as well as SEO on page. For those a lot of questions I get asked from my clients about people who consult with me, why WordPress? So I just wanted to share, WordPress powers over 30% of the world's websites, and I think even more today. And so it's a very powerful framework, and it grows as you grow. So a lot of people opening up new businesses need to start with just a landing page or something small, and as they grow, they add more functionality and more abilities. And WordPress is able to deal with that and take you to the levels of massive companies all over the world. A very important point is that with WordPress, you own your own files and you're free to move wherever you want to go. If you decide that it's not working for you or you're hosting and you want to move to a different company, you take your website and you move. This is not this is not in every company and every platform. For example, names you've heard of: Wix, Webflow, Shopify. That's not the case. And obviously, each business needs to identify where they're at and what's the best platform for them. But I highly recommend WordPress to my customers. I also work with SEO. For those of you who know what that is or don't know what that is, it's search engine optimization. Once you have a website, you want people to find you. When they're looking on Google to find your product, SEO is the work that I do that makes you come up higher in Google search, in AI searches, in ChatGPT and Claude. So those are some of the services that I offer my customers. Many years ago, once when I got married and created my home in Israel, I discovered the other side of my brain started coming out. I wanted to decorate my home and create a home that was full of my values. And the values that emerged that to be very strong by me, there were two specific values. One of aesthetics and the other one of Judaism. And the aesthetics, coming from my own art background, it was very important to me to have a beautiful place around me that was minimal and modern and that was comfortable for me to live in. And with my Judaism, coming from a more traditional Jewish background and then becoming religious later, having my Jewish values on my walls and surrounding my home and my children was very, very important to me. And the synthesis of those two, the aesthetics and the Jewish art, was something that eluded me. I looked all over and tried to find artworks that matched that. I specifically wanted Jewish rabbis on my wall, which is the custom amongst religious Jews to have our leaders and role models around us to inspire us. And all I could find was this old artwork that was faded colors and old wooden frames, and nothing that I wanted to have on my walls. So my wall stayed empty. Until one day, my husband and I were sitting and sharing and talking to each other. And we started joking and saying, well, maybe we'll create an artwork for ourselves. And I said, well, if we're already creating something, let's create laser cut stainless steel rabbis. I threw that out there, and I thought that's a joke. Like, how do you even create something like that? But I was joking, but my husband was not, because he's an aerospace engineer and he works with airplanes and metal all the time. And he said, okay. And so we started. He took a graphic of mine, and we started this process of creating a metal artwork of the figure of a rabbi. That was the beginning of a long process of us trying perfecting a technique, perfecting using how to laser cut metals, how to cut them without burns, without scratch marks, choosing the different finishes to make a brushed metal or mirror, how to frame it, how to engrave a signature on, how to get it just right to go on my walls. So it'll be the perfect modern Jewish artwork. And so that I could feel happy and comfortable in my home and feel my Jewish values were surrounding me. So after many years of doing this, we finally came close to getting this to the perfect fit, and people saw it and said, "Wow, that's amazing! Where can I get one of those? I also want one of those in my house." Then came the next stage, which everyone here remembers, about 6 years ago. Corona hit, and suddenly, within a few months, God steps in. Corona hits, the world has changed, and I'm let go from my position as a WordPress developer in a company. Within a few hours, I'm at home sitting with nothing to do and staring at the wall, wondering where to from here. And then I sort of suddenly realized, wait a minute, and we've developed this amazing artwork, and so many people have want this in their home, and now I have the opportunity to get it out there. I took that opportunity. I took the skills that I had. Within a short time, I created a website. I started taking online courses, learning digital marketing, setting up my social media pages for LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and working out how to ship internationally. I just want to mention Leora Gruen, who's here in the group today, was very instrumental at that part, because it was when one of her groups where I created amazing friendships and collaborations that led to my website. And also as a shout out to Ariel Postel, who was also involved in my design and of my website. And I was able to get together with other amazing entrepreneurs who helped me to build everything. Within a short amount of time, I was up and running and developing artworks. I also created later on a series of artworks about the land of Israel. As the Jews wanting to connect to their Judaism, some connected through the rabbis, others connected through the land of Israel. But I found that Jews wanted to have, part of our tradition is having those our values on our walls showed prominently, so that we can connect to them, and so our children can connect to our values, and we can be proud and enjoy them around us in a beautiful way. So the collection expanded to all different types of rabbis: Ashkenazi, Sephardi, Hasidic, the Kotel, Kever Rachel, Rachel's Tomb, and others as well. During that time, as I started taking my business international through digital marketing, other challenges arose. As we've had, all of us have gone from one challenge to another with the different wars. October 7th came about, and 3 weeks after October 7th, I was sitting at home, as I think we all were, just kind of staring at the wall and thinking, where to from here? The whole world has collapsed around me. What am I doing? And a small ad caught my eye, which said something like, if you have a product and are willing to travel to America, please, you're welcome to attend this webinar in half an hour. And this was aimed at Israelis. So I canceled all my appointments and got onto the webinar, and came across an amazing organization that tried to help Israeli businesses during this difficult time by bringing them taking them to America, but providing the opportunity to go to America, to different Jewish communities, and to be able to sell our wares. It was a very hard decision for me. 3 weeks after October 7th, we're all feeling very vulnerable. I made a decision to leave my family and my children and to take the opportunity that God had given me to take my product and my artwork and to bring it closer to the Jewish communities all over America. I wasn't sure where I was going, how I was going. I'm South African, as I said. I don't know America well. at all. But with that opportunity, that was the start of the next 2, 3 years. I made 5 trips to the US, over 48 fairs. My trips every single day within a different city, all over New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, Philadelphia, a different trip to Los Angeles and San Diego. Driving, I rented a car. I was together with a friend, and we just drove from city to city. It was an amazing opportunity that was given to me, an opportunity to market my business to wide new markets, to build a mailing list, to get into stores, create collaborations, and to perfect my presentation. I was on, had to put myself out there at over 48 different times. So I was very glad to have that opportunity. I think I can say that New York, New Jersey, I've probably been to more cities than most of the New Yorkers that are on this call today. Um, I would say along with this path, and while I was doing this, I continued to build a web development company to offer my services to private clients in WordPress development and into SEO optimization, as well as while creating this my artwork company and spreading it all over the world. I wanted to share some of the tools and the systems that I found were critical in maintaining both of these companies together. Um, Project management software, having so many tasks along so many different areas, being completely overwhelming. It is so important to have a system of software to keep organized. Something simple like Trello, which is available and free. And after that, I moved on to Asana, which became my love. And I treated myself to my biggest birthday present, which is going to the pro version of it, which was the biggest treat to me because it's incredible at allowing you to be in control of everything that's around you and understand what's happening or what you need to be doing. Um, Business coach is invaluable. I've had the privilege of working with many business coaches, with Natalie, with Leora, with a few others, also with my off who had that offers subsidized coaching. This is critical in building my business and in taking it to the next level, understanding what's needed of myself and what's needed with me within my business. Also belonging to business groups, networking and business groups, women's groups, having support as you go along your journey. It can be very lonely, and there's so many challenges. Having other business women and to be able to share challenges with, to hear the challenges, to have amazing as other as I say, partners that have also in this group that have been able to hear other people's success and people a little bit ahead of you, that you can understand the challenges and see yourself later on. And last of all, building all the time, building systems and protocols and documents that once you are building and get to the level, you can scale so much easier. And that needs to be built the whole way along the way. So that's just insight into my story. And thank you for listening. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer.